Hello, private group, and happy Monday. So today we are going to talk and chat while we put together a New Year's Day design. I have never done, now that I think about it, a New Year's Day, New Year's Eve angel tree topper, because there's a lot of people who do year-round trees. So I forget, like all of last year, I really fell short of making sure I had enough angels in my shop for every single holiday. And if you're like me, we make one, it sells, and we're like, woohoo, good. And you don't make another one, you don't replenish it. So today we're doing the 2023, sounds weird to say that, angel tree topper, or it's going to be called the New Year's Day angel. So let me go over all the materials with you. If you come on in and say hi. So things you're going to need. For me, I'm doing the angel wings in the cream and gold. This is the wide foil gold with cream. So these are going to be the wings. We are going to do the gold. This is kind of like, this is going to be the eyelash mesh. So you can see the big difference between this and this. Like it has very few columns. It has very few rows. Like there's nothing in between where the foil is. It's just wide open space. So we're doing this as the skirt, as well as, hang on a second, this black and gold. Trying to get it untwisted. So these are the skirts. This is the wings, is how I'm doing this design. So you will need, for the wings, you'll need 6 pieces of this, 3, and they're all 10-inch pieces. So 6 10-inch pieces for wings, 3 10-inch pieces, depending upon your skirt colors. You could do gold, and then you could do black and mix them. You could do all one color. But for the skirt, you need a total of 6 pieces. So for me, it's going to be 3 10-inch pieces of the black and gold, and then 3 10-inch pieces of the gold. That will, that is all my angel pieces that you need to compile the wings and the body. So then from there, and these all came from, these 2 came from Craft Outlet. This one was from Joann's. So those are what we're doing there. We are doing a black and gold 1.5-inch ribbon. You will need 3 4-inch pieces, and then you'll want to dovetail the bottom of one side so that you have 3 4-inch pieces already pre-cut. So I find it's easier when you're making the angels to have all your materials assembled so that when you're ready to put it together, it just kind of goes real quickly. So you'll need those. This is also from Craft Outlet. You will also need a 5/8-inch ribbon. You could use 3 1/8-inch ribbon. You can do 1/4-inch ribbon. But what that's going to do is this will create the apron, and then this we'll be using for the bow. So I'm going to assemble this. We'll prep the head. So you have your choice of what color heads you want to do. And I've told you guys this in the past, I don't like to use colored glitter ball heads, but it doesn't mean that you can't use it. I just prefer to use white, or if I'm doing the rustic, more country angels, I use the wood balls. But to let you know that Dollar Tree, in their miniature department, it's under My Little Christmas or something like that. You can get, I think it's, I'm trying to think, 12? No, I think it's 12. It's 3, 3, and 3. Something like that. And then you can get them in white, you can get them in gold, and now Hobby Lobby's changed from being just the solid white. Now it's like a white glitter, a white matte, and then like a white shiny. Same thing for the gold. So they've kind of changed that up a little bit. So this is a really great opportunity to start scoring big. This could also be graduation angel because the colors are the exact same for graduation. So either or. So if you make it and it sells, make another one so that you have it in your shop ready for graduation.
Tremendously glad you're doing angels.
Oh, nice.
Susan said that's great that we're doing angels. I'm in the process of adding angels to my Etsy.
Yes, and this is great because this is a lower price point, right? People are a little apprehensive right now to spend money. So having low-cost items, like I sold a ton of angels this year because they were right at that, I think 35 to 37 is what I was selling mine for. And then it's $15 to ship. So it was a really good price point for them. So let's go ahead and put all the pieces together. You will also need to make your halo. What I try to do is color coordinate the colors I'm using. I chose not to add white in here. I guess I could have. Let's look. I just thought it looked really elegant. Let me look. Let's see what happens if we add white into this mix. So you just kind of twist your pipe cleaners together so that you can see all your color bands. If I don't like it, I can always take it out. Oh, that's pretty. So I'm trying to keep it right alongside the gold so we don't lose the gold and we don't lose the black either. So just twist this all the way through, all the way down. So there's our halo. So it's good to have that prepped. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go around your halo like so. You want to make sure your ends are together. And then just kind of find a place where they touch. Like I kind of hold it like that. And then I just usually give it just a slight little indent. And then I'll wrap these together. So that we don't glue our halo on top of our angel. We allow it to kind of float above. So let's prep this is an 1.5 inch ornament. So if you can't find them at Hobby Lobby, Dollar Tree I believe carries them. You will remove the stem off of your ornament and then you will cut the bottom part of your ball off so it's a smooth surface. The hole will be the area that gets glued down on top of the angel. And then what you're going to do is kind of follow that around so that it kind of has the shape of the back of her head. So then when it comes time for us to glue it on, what ends up happening is her halo will float above, but actually all you see is the front like this, so it looks like it's floating. On the back it's actually glued down and then it'll follow her the rest of the way down. So halo's prepped, ball is prepped for this one. I'm going to stick that inside. I was looking and you might be able to find these at Hobby Lobby because I found them last year. Let me look at these. So in their scrapbooking section, they have a lot of little buttons. They're called like crafting buttons or like candy canes. I picked these up so that I can do them for like candy cane angels. We can do Christmas angels. For winter, they're two-sided. Some are blue like this. And then the other side is white. It depends on you. So Hobby Lobby carries these. What I'm thinking is that if you go into the scrapbooking section, because I think that's where they are, the crafts, you might be able to find like a little bottle of champagne or a little wine glass, and then you can use that for your bow embellishment instead of the bell. I don't happen to have anything that I could use for New Year's, so we're opting to do the bell. So, any questions before I get started assembling? Nothing yet? Okay, cool. So, we're going to take the 3 pieces that we have dovetail cut. These are 4-inch pieces of 1.5 inch ribbon. Yes, it is wired. So, I like to just put them to where they have about 1/8 of an inch gap, one on top of the other. Just like so. And then I have 26 gauge wire already pre-cut. This is just easier to do it that way. You're going to pinch and gather the very top part, just like this. sometimes it's easier to kind of fold it, kind of go this way, take your wire, go through the loop, tighten that down. This is especially a great technique if you don't have an awful lot of hand strength, going small. And then once you have that there, you're going to wrap the one side, wrap the other side, wires like so. You don't have to, but, and then those are just going to stay in the back. Any frays at the top, you can go ahead and just remove those so you have a clean finish. And this is going to form her little bib that covers most of the body assembly that you'll see as we come to that portion. I'm taking my 5/8 inch ribbon. I got this from Hobby Lobby. It's wired, so that's a totally amazing asset. We are going to dovetail the end, because again, I'm trying to color coordinate. If you have gold ribbon, that would be perfect. And we're going to make a mini little bow. So we're going to pinch, and that's about 2 inches. You're going to make a small little loop. You're going to twist, loop back the opposite way. Kind of make sure your loops are the same. And then we will take another piece of wire, do the same thing. This one's a little bit longer. Probably should have grabbed this one for the other section. Make our little loop, go through the loop, and pull that tight. And that'll kind of keep your ribbon together. Again, just to secure it, we'll go 1, 2, then 1, 2. We'll twist this.
Hey everyone.
And then we'll trim that off. And now I'm going to just make sure my ribbons are fairly even. This one's a just like so. Okay, so now we have our loop. I'm going to go ahead and put my fingers in this one. Loop. Trying to pull. There we go. So we have same size loop. So there's the loop and the loop. This will eventually get attached here. And then our bell is going to go right in the center. So that is all of your assembled pieces that you're going to put over there. Okay, now we're ready to assemble. You will need 3 additional pipe cleaners to help put your angel body together, and you will need, required, to have a Bodabra, or you're going to need an awful lot of chip clips and somebody to help you put it all together.
Easy bow too, right?
Huh?
For the easy bowers? That was good.
No, because you need to be able to hold your deco mesh pieces in a really tight and orderly fashion. So I always use my scissors and my wire cutters if I need to. You have your 3 pipe cleaners here. One is going to secure your wings. One is going to secure your skirt. And then the other is going to be how you're going to hang it or twist it around your treetop if you have a year-round tree. So I'll set those aside. We have our Bodabra ready. You guys ready to assemble? Okay, so we're going to do the skirt first. I always do the skirt first. You can decide if you want what color you want on the outside part of the skirt, because basically what you're going to be doing is folding this in half, and that will make the outside. So if you want the black and gold to the outside, then you're going to want to start with the other color on the inside. So that's what I'm going to do. So what you want to do is put your seam side up. So I start it here. but on the diagonal. Okay, you're going to take your corner and go right to the middle. You're going to stretch, and then you're going to put your other corner in. Again, stretch it, just like so. And then you're going to fold halfway down, fold halfway up, and then you're going to fold it in half, facing you, not folding it this way, folding it this way. So you have the angel wings out, and then you're going to take your bodabra and you're going to slide that piece in so that the way that I'm looking at it, the opening of the wings are facing me. So a lot of times the first piece will stay. My bodabra have yet to upgrade, even though I have a new one. I haven't done it yet. I usually leave it like that because it's helping to hold and compress my angel wings down. So here's our finished seam. Halfway to the middle, kind of stretch it. Halfway to the middle, continue to stretch while we fold up to the middle, into the middle, and then fold it out. And then I just usually remove that, slide my next set of wings in. I always call them wings because that's technically what they look like, but this is our skirt that we're building. And then we're going to grab our next piece. So seam side up, into the middle, into the middle. You can just do it like that and then stretch. And then you're going to go fold halfway up, fold halfway up, fold. I usually hold the other pieces down, pull my scissors out, line up your next piece. Make sure they're all facing the same direction. Very important. Do they have? Oh, it's on the outside. Okay, so we're back here. Seam side up. We're going to go halfway in, stretch, fold it up, fold it up, fold it back so it's like making a little mouth. Hold your existing pieces down. Trying to get that one down. You'll have an opportunity to remedy that. See, like right now it's starting to lift. So I just put more heavy things on top. So now it's my wire cutters in there. Okay. Seam here. Halfway. Halfway. Stretch. Fold it up. Fold it up. Fold it out. I'm going to go ahead and remove these. Slide this piece in. Stack everything back up. Just so my pieces are all staying compressed. If you have somebody who is available to help hold your pieces, you can give them to them and just have them keep holding them as you hand them the next piece. You will need a grand total of 12 pieces. So remember, it's 6 for the skirt, 6 for the wing. Stretching, fold, fold.
Any questions, Gil?
Back up. Slide our last piece of our skirt in. Put everything back in. And now we're ready to assemble the wings. Same method. So, seam side up. And these are all cut with a wood burning tool. Highly, highly, highly recommend that if you're cutting deco mesh any other way, try the wood burning tool. As long as you can find one that gets up to 400, I think it's 425 degrees, because you have to have one that can adjust the temperature. You can get them at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's. You can go on Amazon and order the same one that I did. The one that I ordered on Amazon is roughly between $20 and $25, and it'll last you the whole year. And it will change how you work with deco mesh and cut it from that point on.
As long as it's that poly deco mesh, right?
Yeah. And when we start our Back to Basics classes in January, I will walk you through which ones you can cut, how to cut it, and just to keep all your designs looking amazing. So we did our finished side up, to the middle, stretch it, same method, fold, fold, and then fold. This time, instead of it going this way, we're flipping it. This is what most people don't do, and it makes your angel look funny. So we pull everything off, and it goes the opposite direction. This is how you're separating your wings from everything else.
Susan said, no questions, I can tell you I saw a much easier way to do my wires. Maybe she says wings. And I'm so glad I used the new wood burning tool from all of my angels.
Nice. Yes. Once we did that, I was like, oh my God, throw all the other ones out. We're starting all over. Okay. To the middle, stretching, fold, fold, pinch. Okay, remember these are not going this way, we're flipping. So everything out of Handmade, reassemble that back inside. Again, don't worry about it if things aren't even. You will have an opportunity to even it out before you're...
These are not the floral wire.
The floral wire? Yeah, you can do it any way you want. That for me is just a surefire way. Like you can just regularly wrap it and then twist it. But sometimes I can't get the twist quite tight enough. So that's just a cheat sheet method. Just make the loop. Put your wires in and pull.
Yeah.
Stretch. In, up. Remember to put them the opposite way. And if you forget, all you have to do is just, what I would get is chip clips. And as I'm pulling each individual piece out, I would chip clip it and then reverse the order if you forget. And you're like, oh my God, I totally forgot to put the other ones the other way. Does it matter? Yes, it does. And I'll show you when we put it together. So
if you don't have a bodabra, you can tell your significant other or your family to buy you one.
Or you can say, I'm going to need your help. Because I did that with Steve forever. We would do it together. And we can pretty much put them together in about 20 minutes. So rather than do the bodabra, I'll either stretch it and hand it to him. Or he'll stretch it and hand them to me. And I just hold them so that I don't have to do this. So that is an option you have. Okay, stretch. Fold, fold.
You can go on high or is it okay on low?
Preferred on low. Okay, thank you for asking. Okay, we got 2 more pieces. Make sure your glue gun's on. And you want to make sure it's on low, because you're going to be doing some detail gluing. Once you get ready to put everything together, just to make sure it stays together, stretch. Okay, flip, flip, and then we fold. It starts to get really crazy when you get down to your last piece, because you can see that everything's kind of like, oh my God, where's it all going? It'll all stay. And you can readjust that before it all goes together. This is the holding. So last piece, to the middle, to the middle. And if you look at it, we're almost taking those cut edges and keeping them to the middle. Last piece. And what I like to do is have my pipe cleaner ready. So you'll need one just straight up and down. And you'll see why in just a second. So, actually, can you grab me a white one, Steve? Pipe cleaner? It's right there in the basket. So, we're going to do white rather than gold, because the gold that I have is kind of yellowy. So, everything is nice and stacked. So, I'm going to lift this up. Now, these are the wings, right? So, we want to make sure that the wings go face down. So the way that I've stacked them, when I pull these out, when I lay them down halfway into my pipe cleaner, they're face down so that I can pick this up. And you don't want to round your stack, you just want to tighten them here.
This is kind of the tough part.
So don't overly tighten it, because then what happens sometimes is your stack rounds, like because you're trying to compress and pull it so tight. A lot of times you can roll your stack and then it doesn't look right. So I know this looks kind of wonky right here. So we're going to go ahead and twist the pipe cleaner the rest of the way up. Just like this. And you can already tell that some on this side are shorter than that. You try to just make sure you can get it as close to middle as possible. But now we're going to fix that. So remember, white are our wings. So we're going to flip that over. So what you should see is a little S kind of develop. It's like a backwards S in your wings if you've done them correctly. You want to see that because that's what makes them look really elegant. So from here, all you're going to do is we're going to separate the skirt from the wings. And so what you're going to do is bring your pieces down. If you need to adjust them, hold your pipe cleaner. And that one's fine. This one, you can tell the black on this side's a little longer. So I'm going to hold it and readjust it. The black's going to be a little longer than the gold. That's okay. It just stretches differently. I can tell that I need a little bit more gold on this side. So I'm making slight alterations. Here's the black.
She's doing the skirt first.
Yeah, I'm separating and making sure that my pieces are even. A little bit more on this side. Okay.
Yeah, Susan said that was her hardest part. She started using zip ties.
Yeah, and you can. That's a great option. Okay, so pull this one down. Okay. So I've got all these pieces on my skirt correct. So let's go ahead and just separate that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold these down fairly tight. So here's the reason why you need to like flip your wings face up so they get the really pretty wing effect. And the skirt, you want a smooth skirt. So this is the reason why all the open pieces are to the back. So now we're going to lay all those pieces nice side by side. Pull those down, pinching as you go. Kind of felt like that one was way too long on that side. And it still is. Pull that. Here's our last piece. I'm going to make a slight adjustment right there. So I'm going to pinch this tight as I can, because this is her skirt. We're developing her waistline right here. So I'm going to take my black pipe cleaner, make a slight adjustment, hold, and just like our Bodabra, you know, you can make her have a long waist, short waist, whatever. I try to keep them fairly small. Okay, and then I know right now our wings look a little wonky. I can tell the ones on this side are way longer. And now here's where we're going to make a quick adjustment before we tighten everything down. So, same thing, bring your tips up to the front. Make sure those are the same. Take the next set. Here it is. This one's just a touch longer. Okay, then we're going to look at the next set, which I can tell you right off the bat. This needs to be a touch longer. Okay, there's that. That, nicely done. This one, and see how they got rotated right here. This needs to come out. So there's the next piece. We need to really readjust that. And then this final piece, just a touch here. Okay. So now you want to make sure, can you see all 6 pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nicely laid out. You can see those. They should hit the skirt. Okay. Just make sure all of your pieces are laying open side up. Just like so. So that when you fashion and spin this around, you have open angel wings. Just like so. So now we're going to flip it over on the back. We're going to go ahead and secure the top to the bottom so they don't spin anymore. So I'm just going to take the top, twist it to the bottom, or the bottom, twist it to the top, come down to just the waistline of the skirt. We're going to go ahead and remove this excess piece right there. That we can toss. From here, we are going to try to make that as even as possible. We're going to lay a bead of hot glue here, right to the waistline. We're going to take this piece and we are going to glue it in to the center. And that will make sure that this section between the wings and the skirt and everything that we've done to form her body shouldn't separate at all. So, and it also creates a really clean look to your angel. You can take a wood skewer. I haven't brought those out. I haven't migrated them out because they were kitchen items. So that is that piece. I find that while I'm here, I like to add in the piece for the hanger. So because it's going to line up with the gold, I'm going to use white. I just slide it right in here. So this becomes the twist tie for the hanger. And the body section is all assembled and ready to go. Just like so. Okay. Now we're ready to put everything else together. Any questions so far? I love the look of the closed wings. What is that? The rest of the...
And I'm curious why you have the closed side on the back
of
the ring. So yeah, flip it back over. So the open side is for the wings so you can see the points.
Yeah.
The closed side is for the skirt so it's nice and smooth.
Right, so it feels nice to touch.
Right.
Okay, that's why we do it that way. Okay, great question though.
It looks more like a skirt rather than wings at the bottom.
Right. Okay, so now we are going to glue on her head. So I find laying a very generous bead of hot glue at the bottom, making sure that there is no seam going up straight in her head. You're going to take this and you're going to lay this right in between her wings, and you're going to press and you're going to hold until it dries. So we're adding her head. So this is the exact way that you build them. And you should be able to tell right when your glue starts to get a little bit cloudy that it's dry, and you can go ahead and move on to that step. This is probably like the most critical, is making sure her head's glued on, because everything else is relevant to her head being glued on. Wouldn't you say? Because if her head falls off, then everything else just kind of, I don't know.
So I see Susan's comment. She actually says she loves the look of the closed side on the wings.
Oh.
So it's kind of opposite of what you do.
Okay.
We like the open side on the wings.
Yeah, I've always liked the openness. Because I always think that like when angels open their wings, I don't know. I just like the way the points are. But yeah, definitely you can do it any which way you'd like.
Your design, you can.
You can make adjustments. You can always blow on it to speed it up. One would think that if you're out here, it's starting to get cloudy now. If we're out here in a 40-degree shop, it should glue fairly good. Okay, we are set. All right, the next thing you're going to want to do is glue the apron on, and you can see that the apron hides this piece and this piece, so that it should fold right up underneath her, whatchamacallit, the ball that we've glued for her head.
Of course, I've never made one. I always wanted to try one. I never seem to have time to get everything I want. Yours are so pretty.
Thank you. So I just lay a ball of glue right there. Again, lay this right underneath. You're going to hold that until that stays in place. And so if you get in conjunction with somebody else, generally what we do is we prepare everything, we'll hold it, one person will start assembling, and the next person will start stacking all the wings, and so we can knock out like 3 in about an hour.
Valerie asked, will gluing the apron on help the wings not slide out? It does a little bit. It helps the wings not slide out, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, depending upon how tight you're pulling your... See, that's the difference, right? If you try to pull too tight on your stack, you'll round your stack. Like, it's so tight. Yeah, it won't have any choice. Like, it won't stay stacked. It'll kind of round itself. And then that's where things are just...
chaos.
Yeah, like, you can't get your wings to stay straight because they're not stacked anymore. It's because it's too tight. So you don't have to wrench it in there to get it to go. Okay, that's all nice and tight. This is why having wired ribbon really helps. Then we're going to go ahead and glue on her bow. So we're going to go ahead and add a drop of glue right there. We're going to take her bow, lay the bow right on top of the wire. So now this bow hides the wire on the apron. And keep in mind that if you're using, obviously, wire on hot glue, it has a tendency of getting hot. Mm-hmm. So you might find yourself like, you know, as you're, don't press too hard because you don't want to push her head off, but enough that you're going to secure that there.
Oh, she said my computer froze. I didn't hear if you answered the question. Valerie, will gluing help the apron stay with the wings stay out?
And the answer to the question I had for you is, if you find that your wings are not stacking or they're kind of getting a little too sloppy, it's either because you made it too tight and you've rounded your stack. It's no longer stacked and tight. It's kind of rounded, or you haven't tightened it enough and there's too much play in that. So once I do it this way, everything pretty much stays. I don't have an issue with the wings kind of sliding around. So either if you notice that they're not laying open like this, more than likely your stack is too tight. And if they're sliding in and out, there's too much play. It's not tight enough. Yeah. So just take the opportunity and tighten it.
On the back side too, when you lay the bead of glue down to secure the 2 pipe cleaners together, if you want to be a little bit more generous, that will help kind of secure all the wings from moving around.
So now I just added another drop of glue. I'm going to take my bell. My bell now is going to fill the gap and hide the wire. And also, if you haven't glued it close enough, this will fill the gap between her head and where you added your apron. So that's how it looks from the front. And so I'm just going to give this just a little bit more time to set up. Already the bell's getting hot. And then we're going to go ahead and glue her halo on. And then, believe it or not, we're all done.
Those bells we get from Hobby Lobby, they come in like a three different sizes?
Yeah.
Small, medium, and large. We usually use the medium size.
Is there something there? Yeah. So it's like this. That's how they come. It's going to be in their craft section. And so it comes in 3 different sizes. So it has like a small, a medium, and a large. And I use the large sometimes. If I have used all the large, then I'll use the medium one. And this is where I was saying if you had a small little shampoo bottle or champagne bottle or a little like wine glass, you could use that as your embellishment to distinguish this as separate from anything else. But right now, this could be used as a 2023 New Year's angel, or it could be used as a graduation angel. Depends on how they, you know, if it sits or if it sells. And then you can, like, I try to every year make 3 variations for summer, 3 variations for fall, and then 3 variations for Christmas/winter. So I always make what's called the limited edition ones for every season, and those ones I won't replicate. They stay that one-off type of angel, and that's perfect if you just have like 3 pieces of 10-inch deco mesh, then save that. You have enough to make a limited edition angel.
Hi Kelly, no worries. Gloria said that mesh is pretty, but her mesh still frays using a wood burner. She said she just got a cheap one at Walmart when the other one died. You said it has to have temperature up to 425. The higher temp helps more?
Yes. It melts the plastic on your polypropylene a little bit more.
It really sears the ends so they don't fray.
Yes. So, and that's where, like, I have to make sure that on my wood burning tool, it actually says, you know, most of them, I think on the lower end price point, it'll say like goes up to 450 degrees, which is perfect. That's all you need. It's just a way for you to separate that. So,
can you make them larger?
Oh yeah. You can use 21-inch deco mesh, which we have shown you, I think.
We have. I don't know if you've shown them, but it was huge. It was like way big.
Yeah, it's too big to go in a box. I only made one, and then I discounted it out as like part of that, hey, we're moving. I really don't want to pack this. And somebody bought it, but you can use it 21-inch mesh. You're still going to do, your pieces then wouldn't be 10-inch mesh, 10-inch pieces. It would be 21-inch mesh cut to 21-inch pieces. You're going to assemble it in a larger fashion. But I think the wingspan was like, it went all the way to the end of like a 36-inch door. So it was like massive. I just wanted to see if we could do it. And then instead of 1.5-inch ribbon, you can use 2.5-inch ribbon. And then instead of 5/8-inch ribbon here, you could use your 1.5 inch. You can use the larger bell. You can go to Hobby Lobby and buy the larger heads. Like, I think it's a 2.5 or 3-inch head. And then everything else goes exactly the same way. But yes, you can. I'll post a picture back in the group of that. So as you can see now, if I lay this here, the curve on her head is following how that halo is going to be. So it's not on top of her head, it's floating above. And so you want to look and see how far down does your pipe cleaner come. That's where you're going to lay a line of glue from here, all the way down here, all the way down her back, all the way down, I think it's like halfway, right where the black is. So, and then we're going to hold that until that section dries. So that will hide most of this. What's wrong? Oh, my stick? I can do it, Steve. So about halfway up her head, we're going to lay in a nice little line of glue right to here. And then I like to lay it in and pick her up, and I'll hold one on her head, one hand on her body, and that will give me enough tension to glue the pipe cleaner part to the back of her. And like I said, it just creates a nice way of hiding all the mechanics of everything that you've done up to that point.
And that really helps the wings from sliding. That pretty much cements them down.
Yeah, because now we're laying a bead of glue all the way down. And so the customer has the option of using the pipe cleaner here. They can form it into a circle and then hang the angel from the circle, or if you're adding it to your everyday holiday tree, you're just going to take that pipe cleaner and twist it around the top of your tree, and then you have your angel tree topper for the remainder. And just like that, you have your angel tree topper. And so now it looks like the halo is floating above in the air, and all of the mechanics are completely hidden. So that is that. You will take a picture of it, making sure, you know, you line up all your wings. You can see that there is no frays. Even all that playing around we've done to the deco mesh, there's no frays. I think there's like one piece right here, maybe a little bit here. Before those go out, you'll want to trim that up just like so. There's that one right here. Doesn't want to come out of where it got glued. And there you have it. Make sure you remove all your glue threads. And here we have our 2023 angel for next year, or graduation, 2023 graduation. So what questions do you guys have that I can answer for you?
Guys, it's so pretty, definitely need to try this.
It's going to take a lot of patience. Your first couple ones will kind of come out a little, but just like bow making, the more you practice, the more you get really good at what you're doing, and you'll start to realize, okay, this is what I need to do differently. And that's pretty much it.
Diane says that's very pretty.
Very cool. And don't forget, you can make these for every single holiday. So we'll be doing them for Mardi Gras. We'll be doing them for Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. You can do them for spring and have like a pink, a yellow, a purple, a lavender. And you can do florals instead of bells so that they'll be like spring flower angels. I did that one last year, I think. And then you could do beach ones. That's one I haven't done. Well, I kind of did a farmhouse angel. No, I was thinking farmhouse. Where you can do like the more burlap mesh and make, but those ones are going to need a little bit more help with in that you won't be able to use the wood burning tool on that one, and you'll have to spray them with E6000, which looks like, for those of you that want to know what it looks like, here's the E6000. So if you don't have a wood burning tool and you notice you have a lot of frays, trim it up, take this, it's a spray adhesive. So you just take it off, you would spray, focusing on the cut edges all the way around your angel. It takes about 24 hours to dry naturally, or spray it, take a blow dryer to it, and speed up the process. And then you're ready to go.
Diane said, I'm going to try this. I haven't before. Susan said, I do have a question. Outside of Christmas, Easter, births, and deaths, how would you present them for other occasions?
Like right now, I'm going to do 2023 limited edition angel.
Fall. We made all different colors for fall.
Yeah, and I think there's been a couple people who have followed suit, and they've done the fall. We do the patriotic ones, obviously, because you can do them with red, white, and blue. You know, you can do white wings. You can do red, white, and blue skirts. There are just so many variations in what you can do. So don't be limited. And like I said, it's a great lower price point. So between $30 and $35, you should be able to ship them in a 16 by 16 by 4 inch box. I actually have boxes that are just for angels because that additional, like I was doing, 16 and 16 6. And just by moving it down to the 4 inch box, I can keep them at $15. So long as the postal rates don't go up, I can flat rate ship them for about $15.
Susan, yeah, you call them door or wall hangers.
Uh-huh.
They're great for like convalescent hospitals when you have elderly.
Yeah, hospice.
They have their own doors. Yeah.
You could label them graveside memorials. A lot of people like to put something on their loved one's memorial, their graveside memorial, and they liked the fact that they can put an angel out there for every single holiday. So, yeah.
She said thanks. Yeah.
No worries. Okay, everyone. Well, I will see you tomorrow at 4. I don't know what we're going to make yet, but I promise you it'll be something amazing. And I will talk to you guys all then. Bye for now, and thanks for joining me.